Hey Barflies, welcome back to another episode of Behind the Bar Liquor Reviews. Tonight we are doing a rum taste test, and our local amazing sommelier, Jonathan Link, has brought some rums for me and him to try.
Yeah, they're really cool. So this is, let's call this rum versus rum spelled R-H-U-M, because that's how this works, versus rum R-U-M. So we've got three very different style rums from three very different places. One big thing that differentiates rum from rum is where it's coming from. So
rum from rum is where it's coming from.
Exactly. So much like certain grapes, when you plant Sauvignon Blanc in California, it tastes very different than when you grow it in New Zealand or if you grow it in France. Same idea with rum. Your base is going to be the same thing. It's going to be sugarcane, but it's going to be how they process that sugarcane, whether it's cane juice or whether it's molasses or how they're aging it or things like that. So you can get really huge differentiation between flavors, and we're going to see that today.
Are these rums all from the same area of the globe?
They are not. They're super, super different. So this is from the Dominican Republic, which is great. I love Dominican rums. And this one is called Kirk and Sweeney. Really good stuff. They only do aged rums, 12, 18, and 23 year. This is from the French island of Martinique.
Really?
It is, which is why it's R-H-U-M. And this is the style is called Agricole. Really interesting, very different flavor of rum, and we'll see when we get to that. It almost has a agave character, so it's almost like a tequila.
Interesting.
And this is from Mauritius Island, off of the east coast of Africa.
Now, this is the one you were telling me about this week.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's very inexpensive. It's really, really tasty. I personally think this blows away Bacardi, and it's actually less per bottle. And Bacardi is considered just kind of the go-to cheap rum.
Yeah.
I think this blows away.
Bacardi and Captain Morgan, I feel like they're not quite well, but they're not premium.
They're fine, but they're not good. I mean, this is a good rum. Well, we'll start here. So this is called...
because honestly, my favorite is either Kraken if I want a dark rum.
Kraken's good.
Or Sailor Jerry.
Sailor Jerry is good too, but you're working with a dark rum and a spiced rum. So
Correct.
So this is the first silver rum that I've had that I've actually been really impressed with. That's inexpensive. This is New Grove. They make a bunch of different kinds of rum. Locally, you should be able to find the dark rum, the spiced rum, and the silver rum.
Now, when you told me about this, I looked it up, and they have like 10 different variants.
They do. They got a ton. And again, what's being imported into each state might be different. Chances are, though, you'll probably be able to find this because it's with a fairly large distribution system. And it's from BCI Spirits, which is imported by this company in Texas. And they're a pretty big national spirits brand, so you should be able to find this.
All right.
But I really like this.
Now, the smell is very alcohol forward.
Mm-hmm. And again, you're working with an 80 proof rum, so you're going to get a little bit of that. And again, it's an inexpensive, clean, crisp rum. Along the same lines as Bacardi.
Yeah, there's no bite to it. There's no burn to it. Mm-hmm. It's a clean flavor.
It is. It's very smooth, and it doesn't have as much of that sweet character that you get out of Bacardi, which is that kind of nice.
Based on the smell that I was smelling when I was smelling it.
You used the word smelling a lot.
It smelled like it was going to be a lot harsher than it was. It was very smooth. I was very surprised by it.
I like it a lot.
So, what do we got next?
So, moving on, we're going to way across the water over to Martinique. And so the French own the island of Martinique. They control it. And they do their own style of rum. It generally spelled with an H. And it's a very different style. It's very dry.
That smells more like a wine.
It's interesting, right? I get a lot of tequila character, agave character out of it. And you'll see when you taste it that you might agree with me. But it's really interesting stuff. And the neat thing about this is you can use this for a completely different purpose than you would normally use rum for. Like you can make this into a martini. You can use it for a lot of different things. You don't have to blend it. Like, rum and Coke is obviously the big popular drink. And rum is a very popular spirit that's actually been growing in popularity because we've been getting a lot of cool products like this and like this. But you don't have to use it the same way that you once did.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. A lot more alcohol forward. There's a definite, it's not even a burn, but it tastes like you're having alcohol.
Yeah.
Versus the new growth.
So this is 80 proof. This is 84 proof. So it's a little hotter, but not much. You shouldn't notice it too much. But it's much drier.
Yeah, it's drier, and it doesn't remind me of rum.
No, it's nothing. It's very unique.
It's very. I can get what you're saying with the tequila, with the dryness of it, but it's almost like a wine dryness. I think I stated it like it smells like a wine.
Yeah, it's almost got a. Have you ever had grappa?
Yeah.
It almost has a grappa type of character.
Yeah.
But it's nice. It's again very unique. I don't know that you'd want to necessarily mix this into too many cocktails, but you can use it in different types of martinis and things like that, and it's really cool.
What do we got last?
Last but not least, this is one of my favorite rums in the entire world.
The bottle is amazing.
The bottle's really cool. So this is Kirk and Sweeney. It is a Dominican rum. This is made from pure molasses, and they age in bourbon barrels.
So being the fact that it's just Dominican Republic right off the bat is, to me, in my mind, when I think of rum, in the correct area of the world for rum.
Yes. There's rum from all over the world, but the Caribbean is where it's generally the best, in my opinion.
That is a classic smell rum, too.
Right? Dude, I love this stuff. This is the 18-year. This is my favorite of the three. Cheers.
Cheers. It's got the sweetness of rum, that little bit of caramel drizzle in your mouth of rum. That is great.
I love that stuff. That's
That
one
is
of my
great.
absolute favorites.
This was odd. I'm not sure that I love this. This was good. I can see this being mixed. It was a decent product. I liked it, especially what's the price on a bottle of that?
That's going to be like $15. I mean, it's cheap.
Right. And what's the price of the?
But this is going to be closer to 40, and this is going to be about 30, 32.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't understand the 32 pricing on it. It's not rum to me. They should have sold it as something else.
Well, but it's RHUM. It's very totally different style. I just threw it in the mix because it was very unique and pretty cool.
That is by far my favorite of.
Oh
the
yeah,
bunch.
no, I love this stuff. It's great.
Yeah.
Like I said, they make a 12-year, which usually sells for about $27. The 18-year, which usually sells somewhere between $36 and $40, and then they've got a 23-year, which sells for like $45, $47. So if you were to compare the cost of something like this to something like a bourbon, you'd be hard pressed to find a 23-year-old bourbon for under $200. But you can get this for under $50, and it's great.
Yeah, I mean, personally, if I'm going to rank these, I'm going to say that's a solid 8, that's a 7, and that's a 5 to me.
I'm going to give this a little bump. I'm going to say this is about a 6. But again, people that don't necessarily know this type of product aren't going to just jump out and say, hey, it's a pretty blue bottle, I'm going to buy it.
Right.
Because they're not really sure what they're going to be getting. For people that make craft cocktails that use this type of thing, I think this is a great example of what it is, but it's something that's very unique in the rum category. This, I think, should be on everybody's back bar. It's absolutely delicious. I'm going to give this a 9. This is one of my favorite rums in the world. And this, I'm going to give a 7 just because it's cheap, it's good, it's better than Bacardi, and it's less expensive.
Yeah. I'll agree. I mean, I gave my numbers, but you make perfect sense. So, anyways, Barflies, are you rum fans? Because I'm a huge rum fan. And that is delicious. My favorite standard is Sailor Jerry. I go to that all the time. That maraschino cherry flavor that's in there is perfect to me. So, let us know in the comments below. What's your favorite rum? Are you a rum fan? I know my dad doesn't like rum very much. He's a wine guy and a vodka guy and a tequila guy.
Tequila.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
We'll have to do a tequila show.
But rum is definitely my favorite of the hard liquors. So, let us know in the comments below what your favorite rum is, or if you even like rum. Make sure you check out our merch store. It's linked in the details below and probably popping up right about here. Give us a thumbs up if you like this episode, thumbs down if you dislike this episode. And other than that, we'll see you next time, Barflies. Cheers.